Hello friends, welcome to Code Crush Coding. In this video, we are going to learn how to pass array to a method. So basically, we have learned about the array basics. So in this video, we will learn how to pass array to a function in Java. So here, in this class array fun, I have one main method. Inside this main method, I have one array which is initialized to values 10, 20 and 30. So to print this particular array, I have written this for loop. So you know how to print the array, right? So the logic is already provided here. But let's say I have another array. Let's say I have array 2 now. If I copy this statement and let's say I print it here, array 2. Now let's change the values here. Let's say 40, then 50, then 60. Now I need to print this particular array 2 now. So what I need to do, I need to implement the same logic as the three statements here, right? The for loop, and inside this for loop, I have the statement to print the array. So I will copy this statement and print it here. And I need to change here the name of variable, which is array2 now. And here I will say array2. And if I try to run this code now, let's see the output. See, we are getting a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So the first three values are of array 1 and the next three values are of array 2. But here we already have the provision of method, right, in Java or any programming languages. So why this method or functions are used in programming languages? They are used to reduce the duplication of your code and also to make the code more readable. So here what is happening? We are doing the same thing, right, to print the array, but we are increasing the line of codes or increasing the duplication of code. These statements are same, right? Just the variable name is different. So instead of using it here, we can make one function or method. And whenever we need to print the array, we will call that particular method. So how to implement that method? Inside the class, we will declare a method. So let's implement here method. Let's say I provide the method name here, provide private int and then the method name. So let's say print array is my method name, print array. So what this method will need as an argument, because something needs to be passed to this method to print the array, right? So whenever we will have the array, we will pass that array to this method. So here we need a variable that will store our array. So let's declare one variable of type array. So here int, then the square bracket. So which will internally make this particular variable as array. So int, let's say arr is the variable name. And now inside this method, we need to implement the logic of printing the array. So we already know the logic of printing the array, right? First, we need to initialize the variable I is equal to 0. Then I should continue till array dot length, then I plus plus. So here we will write those statements for int I is equal to 0. Then I should be less than. Now here it should be less than arr dot length because this is the variable name. So whenever we will get any array which is passed to this method, we will store it inside this arr. So here we need to say arr dot length. Then we will increment this variable I. And inside this for loop, I need to provide a sysout statement. Out. Let's remove ln here, just print. So it will not print every element in the next line. And then we will say here, arr of I and then some space to separate the values from one another. Now I will remove this part. Let's remove it. Let's remove this. So whenever I need to print the arr1, I need to call this particular method. But how to call this method? So here what error I am getting currently? So here we have the return type of method. So you already know the syntax of method. First we have the access specifier with the private or public. Then we have the return type of the method and then we have the method name. So here we are just printing the array, right? We are not returning anything. So here instead of int, I will say void. So void means it will not return anything. So this method will not return anything. So the error is gone now, right? Now what we want to do, we want to call this method. So how to call this method? So first you need to create the object of the class, and then with the help of the object you can call this method. So let's create the object. So here we will say class name is array fun, right? So array fun, then the object name, let's say object name is obj, then is equal to new, and then array fun. So the new keyword is used to create the object of class, right? So we know all the basic concepts here. So here I have created the object now. So with the help of this object, I can call this method. So how to call it? So let's say I call the method here obj dot, then see the method that we need to call is available here, print array. And what this method needs here, one argument, because this method is expecting one parameter here, right? So we need to pass that. So what I will pass here, array one, because I have one array here, array one. So I will pass this array one to this method print array. So here it will go and it will catch it inside the variable name arr, because that is the name we have provided. You can provide any name here. And here we have the logic here. Now if I try to run this code, so what output I'm getting, 10, 20, 30. So we are able to print our array. Now what we will do, now we want to print this array as well. So no need to implement the logic again, right? We have already have the print array method. So again with the help of object, I will call obj dot print array, and this time I will pass array 2 because I want to implement this statements on array 2 now. So array 2 will be passed, which is 40, 50, 60, which will be stored inside this array, and then this logic will get implemented. So in this way you can pass your array to a function. So nothing new, the same thing that we pass the normal variables, that in the same way you need to pass the array. So when you are calling it, you need to pass the name of array, and at the time of the method you need to store that particular variable with the array data type. So here you need to pass the square brackets. So that is a simple way where you can pass array to a function. So that's it in this video. We will learn another topics in next video. Thank you for watching.